turn now to James Creedon here with Media Watch. Good to see you, sir.
Mark.
How are you tonight?
Very well, thank you.
The burkini.
Yeah.
Another town has banned it.
That's right. The fourth town now to do so. This is Le Touquet in the north of France, and it's interesting to see how the mayor, Mr. Fasquelle, justified it. He said, we can't have riot police coming along in the current context of situations, policing women who are covering their faces. I think that's a bit of a nul point situation for the mayor of Le Touquet, because the burkini doesn't cover the face.
That's the whole point, isn't it? It doesn't cover the face.
And even if it did...
Covering the face is against the law in France.
And even if it did, I don't know if the riot police would really be required to manage it all. In any case, there seems to be quite a lot of confusion about this, Mark, even if mayors who are applying, what would you say, rulings to ban it don't know what it actually concerns. You also have Plantu, the cartoonist for Le Monde, who's talking about the shock of cultures. And here you have, I suppose, French mainstream culture being represented by a woman holding a champagne glass and revealing
with
her...
the drawers on display.
Yes. And then that somehow morphs into a woman wearing a niqab, which, as far as I'm aware, isn't the burkini. And, of course, all of this is not helped by the fact that we're calling it a burkini when, in fact, there's nothing burqa-esque about it.
Burqa, of course, to remind people, is the full face
Covers the
covering
face.
veil. Okay.
Niqab almost covers the face. And they're
Woman is
illegal.
wearing what is referred to as a burkini, and you can clearly see her face is visible. So that complies with the secular French laws on whether or not your face should be covered.
That's right. In any case, it is provoking a lot of head scratching overseas, and I think in France as well. And I quite like this piece in the Telegraph, the utter folly of France's burkini bans. And he goes on to say, the author of this, the banning of the burkini enters unmarked territory of imbecility, because, as we were pointing out yesterday, there's nothing illegal about it. This is all a sort of reaction in some senses to fears of segregation connected to a climate of fear attached to the state of emergency and recent attacks.
That piece you talked about in a right-leaning newspaper, a right-wing newspaper, the Daily Telegraph in the UK.
That's right.
So this is someone from the right politically saying it is nonsense.
That's right. Let me just read an extract of what he says. The banning of the burkini, unmarked territory of imbecility, defining the clothes that people wear is what religious police do. And I suppose a lot of this comes from a fear that this is about women. Women should be emancipated. They should be encouraged not to wear these items of clothing. The Minister of Women's Rights said as such yesterday. But
she called it a burqa for the beach.
Yes, but it's not, because it doesn't cover the
Again,
face,
her words,
and that would be illegal.
Again, it's a burqa for the beach.
I just think there's so much
getting the whole thing wrong.
There are so many issues being confused here. It should really be, of course, women should be encouraged to seek freedom in whatever way they can. They shouldn't have to feel that they have to wear items of clothing because it's imposed upon them by perhaps men in their family. But it's a fact that some people do choose to wear these items of clothing for religious reasons, or for reasons of modesty, or maybe they just don't want their whole body on display. And really, I think it is. It seems to be
when I go to the beach,
as
I cover all of my body because I don't want to get sunburned. Simple as that.
This is it. In any case, going on to say chez nous, we wear what we want. In attempting to solve a problem essentially of intolerance, the mayor David Linard, this is the mayor of Cannes, the first town to ban it, has triumphantly reproduced that same intolerance. So there you go. We could talk about it all night, but maybe let's not.
Okay, burkini's being banned, and Pokemon. One French commune banned them all.
Tis the season.
The Pokemon Go themed.
Tis the season to be banning, it appears. The village of Bressol in l'Ain, which is somewhere south-ish.
Ain is where Oyonnax is based. It's French Alps.
Thank you. I wasn't actually sure where it was. In any case, it's a small place, 800 people, and now the plague of virtual Pokemon running all over Bressol has been abolished by the mayor, and he even has this little press release here, which apparently he sent to the Pokemon Go people, and then people have been sharing that online with little laughing smileys. I presume they're imagining that a Pokemon Go will still continue to roam the countryside around Bressol unhindered.
Because even if they ban it, they can't stop these things being put there, can they?
No.
I don't know how it happens, but if you can track them down with your smartphone, they must be sort of existing somewhere in the ether.
That's right.
There might be a dark Charizard looming in this studio, James.
Mark, I'm despairing of all these banning headlines
Pikachus
in the French news. It's becoming a little bit too much for me. Shall I tell you? I'll finish with one
very quickly,
light-hearted story.
Very quickly.
I'm not sure how light-hearted it is, actually. But anyway, François Hollande no one knows where he went on holidays. Now, in the era of social media, paparazzi a go-go, he was somewhere in the south of France. There isn't one single paparazzo photograph. No Julie Gaillet in underwear, modest or unmodest. Apparently he was on holidays with her. But isn't that amazing? No one knows where he was. We know Theresa May was hiking in the Swiss Alps. We know Barack Obama went to Martha's Vineyard. No idea.
We saw a shot of
Hollande
David
was.
Cameron in some very expensive trunks with a nail gut.
That's right. I feel we have the right to know, Mark, and to see the
James,
photographic evidence.
I want the pictures tomorrow. Thank you, James Scruton there with Media Watch. Thank you very much.